Hello, this is me playing Bannerlord. I'm not a YouTuber. I don't care if you subscribe or not. I'm just recording myself playing Sturgia. I'm going to play, for the last 2 years I've only played Sandbox. It's a more difficult start, I believe, because you don't have any family members to pick up slack in areas you don't have or you cannot cover. So you just start out all by yourself. Now, even though I'm going to be playing as Sturgia, I'm going to choose my character's background as Empire. I always make him tall. And the rest of the stuff other than the voice I don't really care about.
Infantry!
Give them hell!
Make a shield wall!
Hold your ground!
Circle formation!
Attack!
We're going to go with that. Now, starting out, since I know that I'm going to be using mainly infantry, because that's what Sturgia excels at. They don't have very good cavalry, and they have mediocre archers, but their infantry is pretty good. So what I'm going to choose are things that help my infantry. So right off the bat, I'm going to be looking now Sturgia, and I realize some people say Sturgia, but Sturgia, as I say it, I'm going to concentrate on throwing and one-handed. That is the two main that I'm going to be concentrating on, because throughout the entire game, I'm going to be the captain of the infantry, even though I more than likely will be on horseback most times, just so I can get a good, clear view of the battlefield. So to start off with, we're going to go with Urban Vagabonds. And that's because we get the... Now, cunning will come in handy also later, but I want this throwing. Early on, I don't really care about my... I'm not going to have a huge army, so the intelligence, the steward, the leadership, the cunning is not that important to me early on. It's establishing a good infantry unit. So we're going to go with Brawn. No. Yeah, we'll go with Brawn, because I will also be using two-handed weapons at some point, but I'll try and mix it up with two-handed in certain situations where it's called for, but most times a shield is going to be called for. Okay, we're going to go with Herded the Sheep, because we want the endurance, because we're going to be on, again, I'm controlling the infantry, and we want that throwing. Now this is interesting, because I can go with another join the skirmishers, because it gives me also one-handed. So I'm going to go with that, because I will need one-handed. And here we go, one-handed and two-handed, which is very important for what I'm doing. I'm going to go with that. The other things, for example, normally this is very important. Athletics you get just by playing. It's not like it's easier to get athletics and horseback and these skills here than it is to get cunning or social skills for the most part. Cunning and leadership it's tangible, but it's much easier. I can ride a horse and just get riding skill by killing things on a horse, but this is a little bit more difficult to get, in my opinion. And also, the sandbox lets me start at age 20. I want to be as young as possible. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to be, since I'm going to be playing as the Sturgians, I'm going to select a Viking longship. We'll make that blue, background blue, and the ship white. Okay. We're going to be Esuf for our family name. My personal name is going to be Hans. And I'm just going to leave all this on default with the exception of this. Enable battle death for all heroes. And clan member on realistic. Alright. Everything else we'll just leave as at what it comes as. And we start here at Danustica. Now obviously everybody has their idea of how these town names are pronounced. So I'm not going to get, if I say the town name differently than you say it, well, so be it then. Okay, we want to be able to damage shields. Notice it says you can have a faster draw speed up here, but shields, I want to be a shield breaker and I want my troops to be shield breakers. So what we're going to start out with is medicine is very important also, because I don't want to constantly have to replenish my troops. I'm going to click this little arrow in the bottom right so that I can see all of the information on the info panel here. And we will go with adding that up and another one of these. Okay, now let's see if we can recruit any troops. Actually, I'm not going to recruit any here. I'm going to go up to the Sturgian homelands and recruit from there. We'll take 3 grain, three sacks of grain. This horse is terrible, of course, but it's all I can ride at the moment. Throwing javelins. And I want to, as soon as I can, I want to get an axe. I prefer to use an axe when I'm playing as a Sturgian. So we're going to see if we can make it up here without dying to looters, bandits. Well, look at that.
Hello, traveller. Hope you brought your purse. See, we're what you might call brigands.
I'm going to give them gold. And I deserve that because I took my focus off what I was doing. Wasn't thinking that I'd already left the town when I was traveling, when I moved the map up. I was not paused, and that's my fault. I will not do that again, hopefully. When you click that, it automatically starts you moving again, and that was my mistake. Don't click a destination that's very far away from you in this situation, because the time's gonna start progressing before you get back to your character and can see what's around you and what's going on. That was close. Right through here. Ah, look at that.
Hello, traveller.
All right, I'll just have to fight him. This is 4. It's possible. It could be doable. I think I can take them all out with the javelins before they even need to engage in hand-to-hand. Well, maybe not, because interrupt. I forgot about that, didn't I? Couldn't throw the javelin because they threw a rock at me and it interrupted me. Of course, my horse is, if you look over to the right, you'll see a turtle passing me. This is full speed, believe it or not. This is all she wrote. I'm just going to have to run around here, gaining some experience with the horse. Which is good. horse already is moving a little bit faster, just with the little bit of experience we've got so far. I don't know if it translates to the screen, but I can tell, I can feel it, if you will. Wow. The horse is so slow that it's literally difficult for me to get any kind of range without just running and running and running and then turn around. There we go. 43 in throwing already. Okay. Riding is up to 10. Immediate goal for riding is at least 30. Alright, let's see. Recently, by the way, this is 1.2.4 beta, the most current version of the 1.24 beta. And in this version, they made a global change to combat mechanics. Everybody from your low-level bandit to your tier 6 troop all have the same defensive mechanics now. They will block, block, block. It's very difficult when you're first starting out to get a hit until you level up somewhat. And it doesn't matter whether you're fighting, like I said, a tier 6 troop or a regular run-of-the-mill bandit. They all have the same skill level now. It's terrible. Honestly, it really is terrible. If it wasn't global, if it scaled, for example, your T6 were what everybody is now, and then your T1 or your bandit is just basically a peasant with a weapon, wouldn't be able to. Ooh, that was close. Block as well. That would be fine, but it's not scaled. It's just global, and everybody has the same mechanic now. Let's see what we can trade. First, we look for anything that is better armor than I currently have on. Also, a lot of people, I go back and forth when it comes to companions. Typically I prefer to just do everything myself. Some people want to have in the beginning, because I'm trying to get myself skilled, of course. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put that in the horse. And of course, I want to. I'm not going to wait here till I'm completely healed. I'll heal along the way. 7.4 is a good speed as long as you can stay out of the. Again, all I want to get right now is I want to get myself up to 20 recruits. That's it. And I don't play very fast. I'm not a professional min-maxer or anything like that. I will be taking my time, and those 20 troops will last me for a while as I build money. That's my first goal. Once I've got my troops, is to start building money towards a workshop. Alright, you see those 14 coming after me. We're going to have to move. I will buy 1 or 2 or 3 workshops before I actually do any serious, become a mercenary or join a faction. Because I want to build a little bit of starting income. Workshops are not going to cover the cost of anything, really, but they do help in their passes, more or less. Now, I do also want to have. I want 5 horses. Alright, there's the 20 troops. Alright, so now I'm going to run around and essentially attack bandits. Make some money. Buy some horses. That sort of thing. Let's see if we can get these 4. I didn't want to tackle that 20 yet. However, there is, excuse me, there is a school of thought. There is a reason when you're very early like this to attack larger parties that are, say, 20, for example, because as your troops get wounded, you're going to level your medicine skill, and that's very important.
We're not looking for a fight.
To me, at least, it is. Alright, see, I wanted at least 20 so that I can command these guys and start using my perks. Of course, right now all I got is infantry. Wow, this horse is gotten very slow again. Now, the thing that a lot of people, when you first play, it's not apparent when you're just playing the game, and that most people at least seem to overlook it, is damage is multiplied by speed. And I see a lot of people complain about how much damage looters do, and that's generally, I believe, because they're running at them, towards them on a horse. So the speed that they're moving plus the speed that the rock is moving increases the damage. I don't necessarily think they do too much damage. I do think they now block. Like Superman, of course. Wow. But as long as you don't run directly into the rocks they're throwing, they don't really do that. Let me show you what I mean. Well, let's see if... I guess he's out of rocks. But if you don't, typically I'll take my horse right up next to one and just stand toe-to-toe with them, and they don't do that much damage when throwing rocks. It's when you got that speed bonus involved that really makes a difference. Just like if you're running full speed with a lance and you impale someone, or you hit someone, you're going to do a lot more damage because of the speed bonus. Rocks are the same way, javelins. Alright, let's run into Omar, because now that I've got 20 troops, I need to get some more food. Again, what can we sell? What can we use? Always making sure I lock all the food we get. Anything that I want to keep, I want to lock. Alright, I can sell this. Alright, wow, 48. Let's buy the cheapest food here, which is... I'm not buying beer, that's too much. Let's head back over here. Where is... yeah, here's some grain. Maybe grain will be cheaper. Oddly enough, notice they did not have grain in Omar. Alright, 29. Well, that's half price. We'll take 5 days worth. And look for... bandits. Now the entire, I might just bandit hunt for 3 or 4 hours, because again the goal is to get some skills and then eventually move over to some tournaments to see if I can get some equipment. I definitely don't want to get caught in a big scrum like that of sea raiders when you're when you're starting out, even with 20 men. Although, since the game first come out, they have really,
unless you want trouble.
as people use the term nerf, they've really nerfed Sea Raiders. They used to be much tougher than they are now. Now, since this is Sea Raiders, and they do have javelins, I'm going to order my men to run, just charge, and I'm going to try to distract them and have them concentrate on me. Now, I don't have a shield yet, so if they hit me, I can do some damage. Alright, there's a level. Excellent. How many did we lose? 1? At least it wasn't a horse. I mean, an Otruk, which turns into a horse after they get some skills. Also, I'm not upgrading any of these. I'll leave these in their basic form for quite some time. Again, it's a money situation. The goal is to get a workshop. All right, see, now I've got a shield and a scarf, a better helmet, and a spear. There's my axe. Oh, is that a rusty veteran's warrior axe? Yes. Even though it's rusty, I will take it. I want the axe. And I'll take the shield. We'll hold it simple javelins. Alright. Continuing on. We'll grab another recruit. Just your basic recruit. Luckily it wasn't a noble or a unit that will upgrade to a horse. Alright. I'm going to go one more in horse for now. And that will be it. So we're going to start, as we level more, we're going to start upgrading for tournaments, which for basically for one-handed and athletics. Oh, I don't want to do that just yet. I will take the 10 by itself, but I don't want to do all 20 of those together. You know what? We'll do it.
Yeah?
Yep,
What do
we
you
got
want?
it. Let's go for it. This is going to be, I suspect this might turn out bad. I don't know. I'm going to start off with the spear. Once I get a little closer, I'm just going to rush my men in. Try to distract them so that my men don't have to. Alright. There you go. Get in there. We'll keep half of these guys back here. Concentrating on me. Now that I've got my shield up. Tactics. Alright. There you go. Alright, let's catch him with the javelin. Get up as fast as I can go to get the most speed damage. Alright, did not lose any troops, surprisingly. 9 in polearm, with the spear. 3 for the horse, 3 for tactics, and 1 for the javelin. It's pretty good. Looks like everybody can be upgraded now, so that's fine. I'll leave that just like that is. Again, I'm not going to upgrade now. A lot of people will upgrade immediately, but I play longer games. Thousands, might go 3, 4, 5,000 days in game. Each year is 84 days in game. So that'll be about 30. Typically, I want to go long enough to raise kids, so forth and so on. Let's see what we can sell. We want to save the fish, of course. Now, anything that is better than what I'm wearing. Yes, those shoes. Those shoes. Yes, I'm going to go with this because armor is not too important right now. I'm on horseback, and I don't have to worry about really. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Leg armor is good, in my opinion, when I'm on horseback. There's a javelin, simple javelin. All right, that's a hatchet. It has a much higher swing speed, but it's just terrible in length and damage. So we're just going to sell that. All right, that's 1,000. Let's see. What do we got about horses? I like to have, when it comes to horses for your troops to ride, I like to have the Botanian Hobby. It's a regular mount, but it's a level 2 mount. It's more expensive, but I think I tested this once, and I can't. It's been a while, so I can't say if it's still the same or not. But a level 2 mount seems to increase the speed more of my force than, say, a saddle horse, which is a level 0 mount. That's just what I believe, and that's what I operate under. Right, wrong, or indifferent. So we're going to get a couple of horses here. We'll get 5 horses, and I want to get that Sumpter horse to increase my capacity for carrying stuff. Now I could switch over. In fact, that's what I'll do. I'm going to switch to the Tanini horse. Alright, there we go. I'm going to pay $13.87, which is a lot, but we should get it back. That's 2 days, so hopefully we can last 2 days out here. Let's go in this direction. Typically along the coasts, especially up here, you're always going to have, I won't say always, but generally there will be bandit camps up in this area. Although this early in the game, I don't know if that's going to be true. Well, there's a lot of them, so maybe there is. We're going to take these 7 looters. Yeah, we'll take. Oh man, hey, let's go for it. You just don't want to get in a situation where you get all of these guys at once. You notice how they started to group up there. Don't want to do that. I want to go back to these original looters. Look, they're running me down. They will catch me. Oh,
Mess
okay.
with us.
I thought that they were going to stick with it, and then we would have had the speed debuff after this combat, and those 2 Sea Raider gangs of 9 each would have attacked us, so that would have been 18 on top of this 7, just as we're coming out of combat. And of course we need this because we're out of food. So let's see what we got here. Now this is just going to be a straight up, we're going to move forward to engage them. And I'm going to order a charge just right off the bat. My goal here, really, you saw how I was able to get, 43 points earlier on javelins. Now I'm just trying to get the horse up a little bit. Riding's now up to 24. Alright. Because speed, I've got to have some more speed. We did not get any food, amazingly. Let's see what they have here. No, that's not what I want. 1 unit of grain should get us back to the town. Let's check what type of equipment we got. Nothing that I want to put on. Let's go back to Omor. Got to sell this because we're out of food and out of money. Now, typically, I would have only started with 10 troops, but I wanted to make things a little more difficult for myself here. Relatively speaking, I guess I could have turned up the settings way higher. I'm going to go with this because even though it's the same, it's lighter. It's the same amount of armor, but it's lighter, so I'm going to go with that. Alright, and we're going to buy a little more food. 387. Okay, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have enough money. Alright, 2. still don't have money. Oh, I will pay 38. I've only got 29. All right. We might have to abandon some of our troops right off the bat. Actually, I guess I'm going to have to. We're going to go down to 13. Oh, you know what? I also forgot to ransom. It's 125. See, if I'd have done that, it would have been good. One day's food. We got to run up here and find someone to fight and get some more food. There's 2 Sea Raiders. I doubt that they're going to have food, but it is what we see. Alright, well, let's see what happens here. .25 riding, that's a perk. Don't want him to hit me with that javelin when I'm heading directly at him. At this level for sure. Let's get out. Oh. Well, I guess they'll take care of him. I was trying to pull out my axe, but it just scrolled right on past it. Get in there, horse. It is so... I sometimes forget how difficult it is when you first start out. How slow you are, how slow you swing, how slow your horse is. Since I play such long games, I will play for such a long time with a character that's got high skills. And then when I start a new game, I forget how slow they are. Again, we did not get any food. Well, that's kind of it's a double-edged sword. On the one hand, see, I want maneuvering because I'm not going to be leading the cavalry. So I want to be able to maneuver myself. On the one hand, my troops are going to be wounded for lack of food. But on the other hand, as they wound and then we go and buy more food, it's going to level my medicine skills. See, they're starving. So we're going to attack these guys. Hopefully they have some food. I don't want to let my morale get too low. But this also we might lose 4 or 5 troops here, and that'll help with the food situation. Again, draw off a few of them after me. And then my troops don't have to engage this whole horde at once. My recruits. I just realized I didn't. I got that perk on horse riding after the last battle, and I didn't take it. Once I feel a little more confident, I'll actually. Another thing I'll do is I'll run right through them like this, because every time you hit them, you're doing at least 1 damage, and that will give you some. It'll damage him a little bit, but also will give you some experience points, if you will. Let's see if I can get this long guy. I'm a little leery of those guys with pitchforks, like that guy. Those pitchforks will really just stop a horse in their tracks, even though these are just looters. There's that block with a scythe, or a scythe, depending on where you're from. There's that pitchfork. See, once you, if they can stop you and they're all around you, oh my god, the damage. When there's a group of, 10 people hitting on you, of course you're gonna take a lot of damage. It's not like the movies where you fight 10 bad guys and 9 of them stand around waiting for you to defeat the first one, then one more come in, and then one more come in. It's not like that here. They just mob you. Alright. Riding's 36. Pole arm is 22. If I can get 25 on the pole arm, that'll be a perk. See how he blocks the spear just holding that weapon like that. No matter where I aim, he blocks the spear. I'm aiming at his feet. Watch this. And he still blocks the spear. That's that new global defense mechanic they gave to AIs. And look, see how early he starts to block? Right now. It's very difficult to get around that new block mechanic, especially when you're early on. And you gotta admit, for just a guy living out in the wilderness with no formal training, just a bandit, he's very good at blocking a spear with a short sword. The broad side of the sword, he's blocking the spear. Now tell me he doesn't have above Olympic level reflexes and eye-hand coordination for what he is portrayed as in the game. Just a rogue, a bandit that's so good at blocking. Right, 39 and 23. We got some fish. 1 fish. That's not going to be enough food to last even a day. Alright, let's go with... I want to go with this. And we want to up... I want to up intelligence because, again, I'm medicine. I want to max my medicine out. Eventually, of course. And I still don't have any food, even after fighting them. But we'll have a little bit of money here that we can buy some food. Food is very expensive in Omor, though. I want to buy 5 sacks. And obviously I'm going to check to see if there's anything that I can wear that's better than I have now. And when you're starting out, that's all I'm about. Getting better equipment, so forth and so on. Alright, 1056. Excellent. Now we are going to take a little bit of time. And essentially this is how I play. I take my time. I'm not in any particular rush to join any large battles or join any factions right now. I'm trying to build a good solid base so that when I do make that move, I'm going to have a little bit of income coming in. But we'll see what happens next.